Richard, the Duke of Gloucester, is a prince who claims to have been sent out into the world scarce half made up, and intends by means subtle, false and treacherous to complete himself by taking the crown. Richard III is often cited as a typical Machiavellian villain. This refers to Niccolo Machiavelli, a Florentine diplomat, who in 1513 proposed in his book, The Prince, how a prince might gain power by his ruthless and immoral means. So let's watch Richard on his evil journey to build his claim for the throne by wooing the Lady Anne, of whom he says, "I will not keep her long."
Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by the son of York. And all the clouds that lowered upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stern alarums changed to merry meetings, our dreadful marches to delightful measures. Grim-visaged war has smoothed his wrinkled front, and now instead of mounting barbed steeds to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's chamber to the lascivious pleasing of a lunatic. But I that am not shaped for sportive tricks, nor made to court an amorous looking glass, I that am rudely stamped, and want love's majesty to strut before a wanton and nymph. I that am curtailed of this fair proportion, cheated of feature by dissembling nature, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world, scarce half made up, and that so lamely and unfashionable that dogs bark at me as I hold by them. Why I, in this weak, piping time of peace, have no delight to pass away the time, unless to spy my shadow in the sun and descant on mine own deformity. Therefore, since I cannot prove a lover to entertain these farewell spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain and hate the idle pleasures of these days. Plots have I laid, inductions dangerous, by drunken prophecy, libels and dreams, to set my brother Clarence and the king in deadly hatred the one against the other. And if King Edward be as true and just as I am subtle, false and treacherous, then this day should Clarence be closely mewed up about a prophecy which says that G of Edward's heirs the murderer shall be. Dying thoughts down to my soul, here someone comes. Stay, you that bear the course, and set him down.
What black magician conjures up this fiend to stop devoted charitable deeds?
Villains, set down the course, or by St. Paul, I'll make a course of him that disobeys.
What, do you tremble? Are you all afraid? Alas, I blame you not, for you are mortal, and mortal eyes cannot endure the devil. Avaunt, thou dreadful minister of hell! Thou hast but power over his mortal body, his soul thou canst not have, therefore be gone.
Sweet saint, for charity, be not so cursed.
Foul devil, for God's sake, hence and trouble us not. For you have made this happy earth thy hell, filled it with cursing cries and deep exclaims. If thou delight to view thy heinous deeds, behold this pattern of thy butcheries. O gentlemen, see, see, dead Henry's wounds open their congealed mouths and bleed afresh. Blush, blush, thou lump of foul deformity. What is thy presence that exhales this blood from cold and empty veins where no blood dwells? Either heaven, with lightning strike the murderer dead, or earth gape open wide, and eat him quick. As thou dost eat the blood of this good king, which his hell-governed arm hath butchered.
Lady, you know no rules of charity, which renders good for bad, blessings for curses.
Black night will shade thy day, and death thy life.
Curse not thyself, fair creature, for thou art both.
How would I were to be revenged on thee?
He the quarrel to be avenged does not giveth thee.
It is a quarrel just and reasonable to be revenged on him that killed my husband.
He that bereft thee of thy husband, lady, did it to help thee to a better husband.
His better doth not breathe upon the earth.
He lives that loves thee better than he could.
Name him.
Plantagenet.
Why, that was he.
The self-same name, but one of a better nature.
Where is he?
Here. Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were mortal poison for thy sake?
Never came poison from so sweet a place.
Never hang poison on a fouler toad. Out of my sight there doth infest my eyes.
Thine eyes, sweet lady, have infected mine.
Would there be basilisks to strike thee dead?
Lady, teach thy lips such scorn, for they were made for kissing, lady, not for such contempt. If thy revengeful heart cannot forgive, lo, I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword, which if thou please to hide in this true bosom, to set forth the soul that annoyeth, to let forth the soul that adoreth thee. I laid naked till they did thee stroke, and humbly begged the death upon my knee. Nay, do not pause, for I did kill King Henry, but 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, 'twas I that stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on. Take up the sword again, or take up on me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I will not be thy executioner.
Then never man was true.
Well, put up your sword.
Say then my peace is made.
That thou shalt know hereafter.
Shall I then live in hope?
All men, I hope, live so.
To where this ring?
To take is not to give.
Look how this ring encompasseth finger, and thy breast encloseth my poor heart. Where both of them? For both of them are thine. And if they, poor suppliant, may grant one favour at thy gracious hand, it would please me well.
What is it?
That it would please thee leave these sad designs to him that had more cause to be a mourner. I presently repair to Crosby Place, where after I have solemnly interred at Chertsey Monastery this noble king, and wet his grave with my repentant tears, I will with our divers unknown beseech ye, grant me this boon.
With all my heart, and much it joys me to see you are become so penitent. Berkeley, Trestle, go along with me.
Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve. But since you teach me how to flatter you, imagine I have said farewell already.
Was ever a woman in this humour wooed? Was ever a woman in this humour won? I'll have her, but I will not keep her long. What? I that killed her husband and her father, to take her in her heart's extremest hate, with curses in her mouth and tears in her eyes, the bleeding witness of her hatred by having God, her conscience at these bars against me. And I nothing to back my suit at all, but the plain devil and dissembling looks. And yet, to have her, all the world, to nothing. Ha!